Yo, what up, guys? Today we're back for some Ass Rumble, and this season it is truly living up to their name. If you're not aware, this season is going to be cut short and it's going to be ending in less than 20 hours from now because of a bug. If you haven't spent any gems this season, you should go ahead and spend at least one gem to do the missions for max level because you won't be able to otherwise. So I'm here to give you some teams that would help you clear if you're having some issues and also explain my thought process in case you can't build the exact teams, at least you'd know what to look for. So we're starting with this team versus Whitebeard. The goal is to beat the fight with 2 scientists and 3 egghead units, which completes all 3 missions in one fight. So this team, we have Saturn and York as egghead and scientists, and the last egghead unit is the sword characters. And we're going with a striker build since despite the bug, the class advantage still works. We're still going with an int team because there is not a lot of psi strikers that also satisfy the condition of scientists because most of the scientist characters are Vegapunk and also all Vegapunks are int. So the goal of this team is just to survive until the timer hits 0. We have a lot of tools to stall. We have Saturn and Smoker to do special bind and also the sword characters that do confusion and that disrupts the boss a lot and stops him from doing any damage. As you can see, like we take some damage, but we survive pretty well, especially with Yamato doing half stats. In the combination with the other characters, like they do barely any damage. And we finished the fight very comfortably without being in any serious danger of dying. So that's it for this team. On to the next. So the Luffy boss is actually int despite showing us Psi. That's why we won't be focusing as much on having a full int team and pivot more to having a full cerebral team that can do a lot of damage but also survive and disrupt. So for the damage we have Koala and Robin. They do a lot of damage to free spirits, and all of these units here are free spirit: Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy. We have Lilith and Usopp. They do disruption. They rewind enemy specials, and they have a low CD so they can go frequently and therefore reduce the frequency of specials from the enemy. We have Shanks. He gives us a shield for the team, and he gives us CT reduction. And Ivankov gives us stats for cerebrals. And finally, Sabo that gives us a lot of haste and also he can reduce CT. And with that, we have a very well-rounded team that can keep itself alive for the score, but also do a lot of damage. But also, it's a team that should be affordable and should be buildable for most people. Robin and Koala, they are very old unit. Lilith and Usopp, a lot of people should have. And Ivankov, we got it for free in the mail. The only two Super Sugos are Shanks and Sabo, which a lot of people should have because they're pretty old by now. And this team has the potential of doing way more damage if you have more investments in Robin and Koala. So that's it for this team. Let's go to the next. And as you can see, we finished this fight very comfortably without even breaking a sweat. And we're back for the last fight and the hardest for this season. They should not have brought this fight back from last season. It was the Dex fight that we had to fight with slashers and strength, and it was the most annoying and the hardest last season too. And they decided to do a rerun of it this season just with different type. It's really poor design to do provoke plus counter and also have damage over time. And on top of that, having 4 units that do special damage and also special rewind is just too much to handle. So my goal with this team was just to survive, not to do any damage. I just didn't want to die here. So I brought some int slashers since this fight is Psy despite it showing as int. And added some slasher support with Oden and Zoro Sanji to give some beef and some special CT and haste to the team. It's not perfect by any means, but we survive the fight and we don't take the L. The bench is any int slashers you have or any slashers you have, plus Brook is there just to satisfy the condition for Zoro Sanji's passive, so any Straw Hat can work. I just have him maxed for this purpose, so I always add him at the end of any slasher team that has Zoro Sanji. I'm going to survive in this fight by the skin of my teeth, but at least it finished it and it should give you a blueprint of how to build for this fight. Overall, I'm glad Bandai handled it this way. They cut it short, they're gonna give us their rewards, and also run a second season in 2 days from now. This fight is going to suck just as much in the other season too, but at least we'll have access to more Psy units to deal with this end fight. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope this helped. Please like and subscribe, it helps me a lot, and have a nice day.